Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is January 5th, 2018, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the economic events of the day, starting out at 12 p.m. South African time, CPI flash estimates coming out of the European Union, and that should affect the euro, and we'll take a look at that. But most importantly, at 3:30 South African time, non-farm payroll coming out of the United States, and we'll take a look at the dollar across the board. And should be a very interesting day for that. Okay, and then obviously at the same time, Canadian dollar unemployment rate coming out as well, and then 5 p.m. South African time, ISM non-manufacturing PMI number coming out of the United States. Now, in light of the non-farm payrolls, that's probably the most important number that's coming out today. But let's see what's been happening in the market. So we're taking a look here at the Euro USD, flatlining at 120.77, as you can see on the top side here, and then just selling off a little bit. So this could be a precursor for today, as it does challenge this upper channel of 120.72-ish level, and just light trading in the morning until we get this non-farm payroll number out. So altogether, we've been very strong. We haven't really looking at a daily chart, we haven't really retraced all that much. Okay, this is really very insignificant compared to how far we've gone over the couple of weeks. But as you can see here, we could still continue this rally. Let's see if we do get that today. Looking at the GBP USD as well, just flirting right below 136. Okay, so the dollar is staying stable, but it looks like it's going to get weaker versus the currencies as the day unfolds. Looking at the USD ZAR, since last week, we've still at 1233. No big news about it, but at this stage we're looking like we're really consolidating quite sharply here after this massive correction that we've had from 114.56. Okay, so this is over the past couple of months has been a really big play. But as you can see, we look like we're making a double bottom here. We may see just a little bit of a bounce, but let's keep this on the radar as this resolves itself. Looking at the Aussie USD, finally got a retracement 78.38 right now, but nothing to really write home. Okay, this thing is pretty strong still, but we could see a correctional move. Okay, maybe finding a new trading range until we find ourselves at a proper range. Okay, I'm looking at the daily chart. We massively had a beautiful rally against the dollar, and just below its resistance of 0.7888, but we could see a further correction on this. So keep an eye on this as this resolves itself. Looking at gold, gold hit 125 yesterday. As you could see, this was a previous open, okay, a gap up that we're now looking at as a resistance. Okay, so this is something to keep an eye on as well as this unfolds later today, especially if we get some positive news out of the United States. This is the time when gold really rallies. Okay, the commodities have been rallying across the board, but we could see a correctional move as well here. Okay, so if we're looking at the euro, looking at the GBP USD, and looking at gold, it looks like a very similar graph. Okay, coming at or challenging the upper channels of it. Okay, with a nice rally up. Maybe irrelevant to each other, but they do look like a very similar graph. So keep an eye on them, for a little bit of a directional move as to the leader of the group. Looking at oil, just retracing a little bit here, nothing to really write home about. Okay, really flatlining at this 61 level. Let's see if we do get like a new trading range. It looks like we've been really tight for the past few days as we've had this massive rally going into the end of the year. Looking at the Dow Jones, all-time highs, 25,080 points we're trading at right now. Okay, so this is above 25,000. That is massive. Okay, looking at this, this could go either way. Okay, especially if we do get a number that's lackluster. So keep an eye on this. Obviously this is the go-to to really trade. Could be that this was really pushed up because of the Nikkei. Nikkei made all-time highs as well and really pushing up higher. So we got to keep an eye on both of them. Okay, as this thing continues its massive rally into all-time highs, record highs from 25,000. Okay, there's really not much for me to say here and to say, okay, well, you might want to look to do this, you might want to look to do that. There could be a correctional move today, and with that said, just be prepared, okay, and just realize that this market's going to move very fast and very vicious. Okay, so just be aware of it and keep your trades maybe a little bit smaller if you do decide to trade the non-farm payroll. Looking at the DAX, we finally caught up. Okay, Looking at, we're trading at 13,181 and a big gap up from our 12,292. So, ultimately it's trading in a range. This is not a beautiful graph. Okay, I'd rather see it look like the Nikkei. And let's take a look at the Nikkei as well. So we're looking here at the Nikkei, and as you can see, 23,755. Big rally yesterday. Okay, so looking at a 4-hour chart, you could see that. I mean, this is really massive. Okay, very, very strong. Okay, so this would be my go-to if I'm looking to trade on the upside versus the DAX and versus the Dow, because this looks like it's really the leader, not the lagging indicator. So again, trading the non-farm payroll today, big number, obviously the first of the year, and that's number one. Number two, just make sure to trade responsibly by take profits and stop losses, before you enter the move. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great weekend. Thank you.